Yeah. So, hi, welcome to Heart episode number 9 with our special guest, Brian from USA. So, Brian, if you could introduce yourself, it's your call now.
Absolutely. My name is Brian King.
Yeah.
I live in the Chicago area in the US. My professional background is in social work. I work primarily with families that are impacted by autism or ADHD. I've done that for the past 20 years. I have
Wow.
3 adult sons,
Mhm.
all diagnosed with autism and ADHD and some health concerns. I grew up with undiagnosed autism, ADHD, dyslexia, and a condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome,
Mm.
which makes my connective tissue, which means my tendons and my ligaments and basically all the stuff that keeps my organs in place, all of that is lousy. It's weak.
Mm.
So things don't work like they should. My joints bend to the point where I can't really stand up in a balanced way. I'm always bumping into things and have to hold onto the wall to keep my balance. And I walk with a cane or use a wheelchair. And that's been progressively getting worse throughout my life. And that's the source of a whole lot of health issues. And I won't pretend that I deal with it with a smile on my face all the time. There are times where it really gets me down. And it's when I realize that I'm kind of letting it take over my thinking that I rework some stuff and how I'm approaching it so that I can still appreciate the wonder of life instead of doing the whole woe is me kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I could easily go down a couple rabbit holes with all this thinking. But with all this stuff going on with my body and how depressed I'd gotten over the years, what I ultimately discovered through a lot of reading and talking to friends, colleagues, other professionals is that when I focus on the one thing that connects us all, and in my investigations, that is our essential humanity, where we're all imperfect, where we're all trying to figure it out, where we realize we need each other. When I stay in that place, I can relate to anybody, regardless of language and religion and philosophy. I've got friends that if we were to talk about the things that made us different, in many cases, political ideology,
Mm.
we'd be arguing all the time. But if we focused on, this is how we feel about things, this is our experience, this is what confuses us, this is what makes us feel fulfilled. When we focus on that stuff, we connect all the time. And that's mostly what's made it easier to see opportunities to connect with somebody instead of seeing opportunities for comparison.
Wow.
Because,
Beautiful.
man, when I compare, I make myself miserable.
Yeah.
And it's easy to get caught up in that, especially when you spend a lot of time on social media,
Yeah. Yeah, true.
which I sometimes can get myself stuck in.
Yeah.
And before I know it, man, I really want to do that. I should be doing that too. Should.
True.
And
So
the
true.
more the more we should, the more miserable we make things. Because with every should, your life is that much less good enough.
Yeah.
So I do my darndest to police that in myself as much as I can.
Hmm. True, true. I was having goosebumps when you were saying that your, journey and how it got transformed from, um, and all because happened because you wanted to do that.
Well, I got to the point where I was so sick and tired of being miserable
Yeah.
And there's there's a phrase or a sentiment that comes up constantly, especially on social media, where at some point you have to realize the problem is you.
Yeah.
Relationships fall apart. You've been through several marriages, and the common factor in all of those is you.
Yeah.
So you can decide life sucks, people are jerks, or you can question that conclusion.
True.
Is this really accurate? All people are jerks? That can't be because I cannot. How can you live believing that's the case? You can't trust anybody? Come on, that can't be accurate. Well, depending on who you hang out with. I mean, if you're a mobster, you can't trust anybody. But if it's just going through life and there are people that are making a concerted effort to connect with you and you push them off, and people are just going to screw me over. At some
Mm.
point, it's helpful to say, is it my destiny to be miserable and without connections, or is there a different approach?
Beautiful.
And that's the kind of stuff that made me dive deeply into
Mm.
reading books, listening to podcasts, watching videos to try and find some opening that showed
Mm.
me a different way where I could be hopeful and optimistic and compassionate, especially with myself. So I didn't have to be miserable all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. I'm feeling really blessed. I mean, we never talk to each other. We're saying things are magical when we stop being judgmental,
And it's
when we
not to
feel,
say,
yeah.
yeah, go ahead. What were you saying?
No, no, go ahead, go ahead.
And some people and folks with autism, ADHD kind of tend towards all or nothing thinking. The thought is when things change, it has to be permanent. It has to be all encompassing. You
Oh,
can't
yeah.
possibly slide back.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
What it ultimately means is that you know how to find your way back to it.
Mm.
You know how to be self-compassionate. You know how to be much more accepting, but things pull you off the path constantly. But if
Mm.
you know how to get back to it, that's the key. At least that's what I found because, man, with my brain, I can get distracted by the nearest shiny object. It doesn't take much, but
Yeah.
that can be enough to lead me down the path of feeling self-conscious and judgmental and comparison and all that good self-destructive stuff.
I don't understand that when life is simple, life is beautiful. When we are practicing some good practices, beautiful practices, I don't understand why people are getting on and on and on. It's a vicious circle. And it's very simple thing that in Buddhist philosophy, that impermanence, nothing is permanent, right? Not our bad face, even not our happiness. So what we are clinging into, why we are not looking forward always? We can.
Oh, one thing that I've really caught on to, and again, this is studying the Buddhism
Yeah.
as well, is this idea that we use the past to inform the present. Everything that's happening now, we compare to the past instead of seeing the present as it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand what that meant for the longest time.
Hmm.
And what I realized um, as of now, of course, I'm not pretending that, aha, I finally got it. We understand what we
Hmm.
understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what I'm gathering so far is when you're observing something
Hmm.
like it's fresh and new, you're
Hmm.
taking it in without a story. Oh, this is cool. It's just like this thing. It reminds me of that thing. And I really liked that thing before. And before you know it, you're caught
Mm.
up in the memory and you're not
Yeah.
watching what's present anymore.
Yeah.
And with all of that comparison and thinking, well, I didn't like it last time, I'm not going to like it this time. Well, how would you know? Because you're not thinking about this time anymore. You're telling yourself the story about last time. That's how we keep reliving stuff. And that's how we create our own hesitation with new opportunities that could be the exception to
Yeah.
everything we've experienced before. But we don't learn
Mm.
how to pay attention. We only learn how to relive the past. And we're not taught that's what we're doing
Mm.
because we're not taught to have awareness around that.
Yeah. 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 True.
And that's
True.
one of the reasons why we do this and why we keep doing it and why we
Mm.
think we're right. Because all of these reactions are programmed in us and we're told you need to calm down, you need to chill out, you're too sensitive. Okay, even if that is true, what do I do about it? When all of the suggestions I get are you need to stop it, you need to get over that, you you need to move on. Oh really, that's it? Okay, sure, I'll start today.
Few statements are very common in our coaching, like move on, let go. But it
Exactly.
matters. But it matters that no one is saying that how to do that.
Mhm.
Because
Very, very rarely can people even tell you, how are you staying stuck? How are you doing what you're doing?
Mm.
They may know themselves that it doesn't work, but
Yeah,
they haven't quite figured out for themselves how to
yeah.
do what it is they're advising. You need to move forward. You need to move on. Well, how do you do that? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. Okay, well, once you figure it out, you tell me.
Yeah, true. True. So, Brian, do you coach people? Like, are you doing any coaching or taking any sessions of?
Oh, yeah, I work with a lot of parents.
Mm-hmm.
One of the biggest challenges with parents of people with ADHD and autism is how hard they are on themselves.
Hmm.
They are so incredibly self judgmental and full of shame because they think that being parents means that they're supposed to know everything necessary to raise this complex child. I'm the parent. I should know. I should know my child better than anybody.
Hmm.
And one of the things that I bring to their attention as gently as I can is how well do they know themselves?
Hmm.
And usually they don't. They have all of
Hmm.
these patterns of self sabotage, of being reactive.
Oh.
So when their kids push their buttons, which is constantly,
Hmm.
because you have a child that doesn't know how to manage their own emotions. So they're constantly going to be pushing back and reacting very intensely and doing things their parent finds aggravating, not letting their parent have a chance to calm down. So working with the parents on their own stuff
Hmm.
is often my highest priority. And when I work with the child, I used to work with younger kids, but nowadays I'm getting more college kids.
Ah,
The
okay.
ones that go off to college and just start falling apart, or they want to succeed, but they just don't
Hmm.
have the tools.
Yeah.
And working with them on understanding what decisions they've made about who they are.
Hmm.
I struggle with this. I'm stupid. Everybody thinks I'm stupid. I stink at this. I'll never succeed.
Hmm.
So I focus on those beliefs because I can teach them all the skills in the world. But if
Hmm.
they think they're destined to fail, none of those skills mean anything.
Amazing. And one of the toughest job in this world you are doing. Hats off to you. I really
And it took
appreciate.
me it took me a while to get there. I used to
Yeah.
focus on skills because that's what everybody wanted. Teach
Hmm.
my kid how to do better in school, help them get better grades. Okay, well, that's good because the system wants that.
Hmm.
But as far as the child just needs to understand and believe that they matter.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Because when you can come from that part, you give yourself a lot more grace. You're
Hmm.
willing to take more risks and experiment and find what you actually want to do
Hmm.
instead of getting that all those good grades. And then when high school's over, you have no idea what to do with your life
Exactly.
because you spent those 12 years making everybody else happy.
Yeah. Hmm.
So
It's
as
a
you can see, it's all very easy to break down
no.
and understand and solve these problems, right?
Is it easy? No, I don't think
No,
so.
that's American sarcasm.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think normal parenting also the same, like parenting itself, it's one of the most difficult tasks and beautiful journey too, but it depends how you are approaching. I'm also a mother of two beautiful daughters. I really enjoying thoroughly, and I never said that, in fact, how do I express, though it's a open discussion, so proud, mom. Really such a proud mom. I'm so blessed to have them. So yeah,
One thing that
every
I had to learn, because I'm married for the second time, and
okay.
we've been married almost 17 years.
Oh,
And one thing that she has taught me very well is to see it as an adventure as much as possible.
hmm,
And there was one time one of my boys said, "Oh, you're really smart. You should know this by now. You should know how to solve this problem," or something to that effect. And I said, "This is the first time I've been your dad with you at this age. You know, I've never been your dad with you at 25 before, something like that. We're
yeah,
both learning this together."
yes,
So
beautiful.
admitting that, and it took me a while to get to that point of humility
Hmm,
because for the longest time I wanted to be the rescuer. I was the one who
hmm,
understood things and I had to set everybody else straight. Well, that didn't get me very far because I couldn't learn.
wow.
One of the things I needed to learn was how to have compassion for the other person,
Hmm,
to realize they're struggling too. They have their own frustrations. They're
hmm,
afraid of being seen as somebody who doesn't know everything.
hmm,
So when I started to model that for them and said, "Hey, I know I don't know everything. I'm trying to figure this out too, but I see us as a team. And if we
hmm,
combine our knowledge and our efforts, we can have a better
hmm,
result, not just for my son, but for all of us."
hmm.
And when I started seeing things that way, because Buddhism, everything's connected.
Yeah, yeah. And their problem is just like my problem. This is very simple. Yeah, everything is interconnected. We are always talking about, like, right now we are holding a space. We are connected, maybe
Mhm.
virtually. But how to define atoms? They're
Yeah.
floating
I mean,
everywhere.
we can be connected in terms of what our values are,
Yeah,
our values for how to relate to each other.
yes.
The quicker we
Beautiful.
can establish that, the quicker we connect and we can share and create this experience together.
Yeah.
That's something you and I are doing as opposed to,
Mm,
"Oh, well, you think that's a big deal? Well, I did this, you know, and I have this accomplishment." And it becomes a competition,
yeah,
a
true.
war of egos.
Oh,
And
don't tell me. No way.
and that just separates us, right?
Last couple of days, I'm facing this ego problem. My goodness. So
You
yeah,
know,
I'm learning. Oh my God. Yeah. If
yeah,
we keep
we're
it echo somewhere. The life is so beautiful. Life so beautiful. But yeah.
I mean, every morning, one of the first things I look forward to is pulling back the drapes and see what it looks like outside.
Yeah.
And with my disabilities, it's hard for me to get out.
Hmm.
But when I do, I just want to look at things. What are the clouds doing? What animals can I see? Can I feel the sun on my face? Because I don't know when I'll get a chance to do that again. I mean, I'm not locked in the house. It's
Yeah.
just I tire very quickly.
Yeah.
So when my wife says, "Hey, you want to run errands with me?" Sometimes I'm totally game. I don't care how
Hmm.
long it lasts. But if I'm already tired, I just don't know how long I'm going to last.
Yeah.
So I can often hesitate and self-sabotage and say, "No, I don't really feel like it." And then there are times I'll push myself to do it because I know I really
Hmm.
need the change of scenery and I need a bump in my mood.
Yeah.
I don't care how good my attitude is. There are days where just, not being outside drags me down because I really crave nature.
Hmm.
I want to go for the 4 hour walk in the woods and just see what's happening. What can I find? And I haven't been able to do that since 15 years ago. Is when I started getting so sore and so much pain that I stopped really taking the risk. So I've got to get myself a wheelchair with tank treads
Hmm.
so I
Oh.
can just go through everything. I can go on the beach and I can go to the forest and just see what's out there. But those are incredibly expensive. They're like the price of a
Hmm.
car to get one of those.
Hmm.
So time will tell. Maybe I'll become
Hmm.
wealthy one day, and that's the first big purchase I'll get myself.
Yeah, the universe is leering. Universe is
Yeah,
listening to you.
I'll,
Yeah.
I'll have to make myself easy to see.
Yeah. So we both are the sea lovers. I love sea. I mean, how to explain? I just getting myself lost in front of the sea. I don't know what is what, who are people. I don't know. I'm just simply lost.
Just the
So,
sound. I mean, there's a
yeah,
we we live somewhat close to Lake Michigan, which is huge. It's the lake off of
yeah,
Chicago.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And a couple years ago, we had the opportunity to stay a couple nights right next to
Wow.
Lake Michigan.
Wow.
And just listening to the waves come in, we could have done that the whole time
Mm,
because we don't have that opportunity. We live in the country where there's vegetables growing everywhere,
yeah.
and that's pretty much it. And if you want to look out in the distance, it's flat
Mm,
and there's nothing to see. But you
yeah.
go into a quieter area. If you go into
Mm,
Chicago, you're lucky if you can hear the lake because everything is so busy.
wow.
But we went a little bit more north where it was very quiet and all we could
Mm,
hear were the waves coming in. And it was
mm,
hypnotic. And we swear our stress just dissolved.
yeah, it is
So
indeed.
it's
Yeah.
incredibly therapeutic and very balancing. So she and
Yeah.
I both said we need to get by an ocean. We need to get by
Yeah.
somewhere where we can hear these waves all the time. We haven't done it yet, but it's still on
Mm,
our agenda because she and I both have a lot of pressures in our daily life, and we just want to go
mm,
somewhere where we can just release all that.
yeah. I think if you notice my sharing, all are my tricks, and I'm very close to the wildlife and nature because I truly visit almost every month, twice or thrice, to just to get connected with the birds and insects and nature and flower. So I can understand completely. Yeah.
I've got to make no, more of a point of doing that.
Mm,
because my wife will say, "Why don't we grab something to eat and go sit in the forest preserve?" And I keep saying, "Nah, I don't want to do that. I just need to start saying yes
yeah.
because there's just too much that is possible that's good for me."
Yeah,
You know,
because it's kind of the reflection we need to have. I think every time I felt that the reflection is automatically it's happening inside the woods, and it's so easy, and it's very clear that you can see through, like you can understand yourself very quickly, and you can understand the behavioral pattern of other people also, which may not be possible inside the city, with the noise. So,
yeah. And in the city, everybody's rushing.
yeah.
Everybody has somewhere to go, and I don't know, and not that I've really paid attention because when I'm in the city, I want to get in and get out.
Hmm.
It's just it's too much.
Yeah. Again, we have to stay inside the noise, but there are a lot of practices where we can create the sound for us and stay there for a while, and then we have to come back to the noise. So, yeah, as you said that you have read a lot of, deep things in Buddhist philosophy. So, you already know that you are very aware that there is an Alvain island I have created for my own. This is my workstation where I'm working. So you can see the lights behind me. These are all time on because I created this space that where I can find to, you know, I love to do painting. So sometimes I do after my sessions, maybe 5-10 minutes just with the brush, and it is there always with me. I can't show because this is so, yeah. So yeah, that
And
is my island
just
that I coming back again and again. And
yeah, I and as you probably know, I write a lot. My way of understanding the world is through language.
mm,
If I tried to draw something, it would be a stick figure with a bad back. I don't draw well, but I can communicate things in writing that help people feel. They
yeah,
can see themselves there.
yeah, that is so
And
important.
the fact that my most recent book, it's my seventh book, and it's the first novel I've written
Wow.
because I wrote a couple of children's books, but everything else is nonfiction. And I decided about a year ago, why don't I try fiction?
Yeah.
So I tried it and it was very bumpy. I needed to get a lot of advice and go back and change things and expand things and I got it done and I'm just getting one 5-star review after another.
Wow.
So I'm
Congratulations.
I'm very, very grateful that it's being that well received. So I think I may have something here as far as the next step in what I do with my writing.
Mm,
So I'm very excited to see where it goes. And it was so much fun. Because
wow.
every time I realized I can just write whatever I want,
Let
it
me
doesn't
know
have to
the
be.
name and link, how to get it, and you know.
It's called Agatha's Garden.
Okay, Arifus
And
Garden.
the it's funny because just yesterday I bought this domain, readagathasgarden.com.
Okay,
And it
okay.
goes directly to the Amazon page.
Wow,
So
okay.
I can send you a link on
Yeah, please do, so that I can add here also, so that people will get to know more, you know, with this video link I will mention. Yeah.
it's about
Mm,
a 25-year-old young man who is
mm,
neurodivergent
mm,
and very isolated, doesn't really have
mm.
much of a life. And his great aunt dies and leaves him this estate with a huge garden on it. And it was a place he spent a lot of his summers at when he was little, and she got him She didn't try to change him. She let him do his thing. If he needed accommodations, she put them in place so he could just enjoy being himself.
Mm,
And his mom died when he was young, and dad moved them away so he couldn't keep going to visit her.
mm,
But she saw how much it did for him. So
mm.
she left it to him and wrote him a letter that's basically saying, you need the garden as much as it needs you to take care of it. So I'm giving it to you. This is your responsibility now. And in reconnecting with the land, he was able to get in touch with a lot of grief that had been shoved down and unresolved. And the book is a lot about how he healed and took the risk to feel and show himself that compassion. And it's a journey in there.
Wow, I'm excited. I'm excited. Please share the link with me also.
Oh, absolutely. I'll do it
Yeah,
as soon as we're done talking.
yeah, yeah. Okay. So, so much to learn every day. Yeah, I'm having a habit reading and writing because I love to write a lot. And I can share this also that I'm using this ink pen. This is my everything. I love to write with this.
You got
Um,
to have a good pen.
yeah. S- many people they told me that you are still writing. I mean, in this era, you are writing. I said no. I just love to write. So, but yeah, end of the day, I always feel I don't know anything about anything. So again, that hunger is there always. That how to explore, what to explore, so much to know. So, Brian, I was wondering that if you would like to share anything to the world, uh, what it would be.
The main thing is learn how to be human,
Yeah.
learn how to be curious, to let go of this idea that you need to know everything, let alone the idea that you know anything to
Mm,
begin with. And and that's a hard one because we find a lot of security and certainty in how much we know,
mm,
and learning to be okay with maybe my thinking isn't the most current. Maybe my thinking isn't going to give me the best results. I'm just going to listen to other people and their thinking and see if there's something in there that I can just try. I don't have to reject everything that I've thought in order to try on this other person. It's not,
mm,
I've been wrong my entire life and this person's right. Try it on. Maybe it fits, maybe it doesn't fit. Maybe you can incorporate it. Maybe you realize I've outgrown my old thinking and this new idea fits better. I'm going
mm,
to wear this around for a while.
mm,
So it's like anything that you outgrow and grow into. I think the bigger problem is because we mistake our thinking for who we are.
mm.
I'm this kind of person. I'm the kind of person who thinks this. It's not a kind of person. It's a tool. It's an instrument to help you navigate the human experience.
Wow. Amazing.
So that's just how I
Amazing.
think right now.
Amazing. So much to discuss. I think, yeah, we can keep going on and on and on. It's like, yeah, so much to learn, so much to share. Being human, uh, how any kind of not suggestions, but any kind of thoughts that you'd like to share that what prevents us being human and how we can be more human.
What prevents us from being human is all of this input we get from the time we can pay attention about how we
Mm,
are supposed to perform for each other. No, no, no.
mm.
Don't act like that. Act like this. Or
Oh,
don't talk like this to somebody. Talk like that. And there's all of these shoulds. And I think probably one of the ways to start getting into how to be human is to look at all the shoulds you tell yourself every day
Yeah.
and all the shoulds you tell somebody else, because the shoulds are all about perfection. If you were doing everything you should, we'd have no reason to control you or criticize you. You'd fit in perfectly, but there'd always be someone who could criticize you and tell you that you're not doing things good enough. And if you spend your whole life trying to perform according to other people's shoulds, you'll never be happy. So do what you can to evict the shoulds.
Mm,
Question each one. Who
mm,
told me this? Who told me I should do that? Well, who says I should do that? Is there some rule out there that says the universe is going to collapse and I will be permanently ostracized if I don't do what I
mm,
should? What do I really get out of it if I do what I should? Do I
mm,
still feel like an imposter? Do my needs get met? Am I happy if I do what I should?
mm,
Likely not. If I'm included because I do what I should, does that mean I'm going to belong? Maybe not. So looking at those shoulds and getting them out of your belief system,
yeah. Yeah.
that's one way you get closer to being human,
Mm,
because you realize imperfection is how you're born, how you're always going to be, and trying to
mm,
live up to shoulds doesn't change that. If anything, it just opens the door to that much more self criticism
mm,
instead of self compassion. And the more human you learn how to be, the more self compassion is there,
mm,
and the easier you can be on yourself when you have human moments.
yeah.
So, does that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Our discussion is going to, I think, so, so deep and so beautiful. I would love to do it again with you.
Sure. Yeah, we can keep going.
Yeah, we can keep going. Yeah, exactly what I was trying to say. Yeah. So now we understood our timing, so we can go ahead with this.
Just
Yeah.
always other places to go.
Yeah. Brian, the energy I'm getting from you, it's like uh very calming and very comfortable. And it's kind of a rule breaker that your life you can design, it's your garden, you can think about it, or you need to redesign, you can all do that, right? So that energy I'm getting from you, and I'm sure that everybody's going to enjoy, and it is going to help many many people, because
I hope so.
that energy is there, and too much uh you know getting stuck into the belief system, which you said, it's really so much to discuss. It will take another episode. So, yeah, we can do that about belief system and how to be human. We can do our next episode. Right.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Wow. So, anything you'd like to share, or we can
I think we're good for now. We don't want to overwhelm folks.
yeah. So thank you so much for being my guest, and
Thank you.
wishing you a very happy and blessed day ahead. It's
To
our
you as
night.
well.
So thank you.
So for the remainder of today, tomorrow, and ever moving forward.
Thank you so much. I'm wishing you the same. We are connected. We will be. Are you on Instagram, and are you
Oh yeah,
there?
I'm on
Okay.
Instagram and Facebook and YouTube
Oh,
and
Facebook, you there? Okay. Let me find you. Let me try. So yeah, so I'm making it stop right now, and I will come back to you, right?
okay.
Yeah.